Join me for one prayer. Father, you've richly blessed our school and these students throughout the year. And I pray that we might just take a few moments now to reflect on just how much you've given us through the mentorship, encouragement, faculty, staff, friends, and family. We're grateful to you for Father Scott's grace to speak with us tonight, and I pray also that each of us would be enabled to listen and really hear the message that you have for us. Now, thank you again for bringing us safely through this school year, and we commit this baccalaureate exercise to you now in your Son's holy name.
We're going to start off tonight with the Baccalaureate service, and I think that is very fitting. We always begin our commencement ceremonies with the Baccalaureate service, and we do have a lot to thank for this year. So with that, I will turn it over to Cadet Lieutenant Colonel John Ramos.
Please join me in prayer. O Lord, show thy mercy upon us. O God, make clean our hearts within us. Eternal Father, creator of life and source of love, we offer gratitude for understanding and divine and self-determining wills. Endow us with greater sense of responsibility for seeking that which is high and noble. Keep us satisfied with the imperfect world in which we live, and hold before us the vision of the world that's not to be. Direct our lives in the path of service and inspire us with courage to stand by our convictions, even in the face of danger or death. Teach us the spirit of fair play, the grace of true sportsmanship, and the virtues of honorable conduct. Keep us, deliver us from the curse of compromise of evil, tyranny, and injustice, and enable us to choose the harder path of right when we are tempted to follow the easier way of wrong. Free us from ignorance and superstition, and fill our lives with truth. Grant to us the vision of confidence and joy that we may face the task of each day with bravery and eagerness. That laughter live within ourselves, but enable us to sympathize with suffering and grief, and may we always be ready for the hand of each and oppressed. Make us physically clear, physically strong, and morally upright as we may never contain anxiety before, to honor our homes and our schools, a true patriotism of our country, and erect attitude toward each and one another. Amen.
I'd now like to introduce those who are on the stage, beginning from my far left to your right, Mr. Don Hamlin, class of 1967. Lieutenant Colonel Tom Hughes, Athletic Director. Lieutenant Colonel Joe Wall, our Vice President for Academics and High School Principal. Colonel Wall was actually in the last day of session at the Missouri House of Representatives in Jefferson City in the last day of his last term in office, and he plans on joining us soon, so we hope to see him later tonight. Lieutenant Colonel Darren Fitzgerald, Professor of Military Science. Colonel Michael Clearman, Superintendent, class of 1973. Colonel Rick Luttrell, Director of Operations. Mr. Scott Parrish. Colonel Tim Casey, College Dean. First Sergeant Gary Willis, Commandant. At the front tables, Major Ed Fiora, Senior Army Instructor. Senior Master Sergeant Lonnie Sutton, Assistant Commandant. Second row on my far left, your right, Ms. Becky Markey, Executive Assistant. Lieutenant Colonel Dan Ryan, Vice President for Development. Major Jackie Worthington, Director of Human Resources. Major Kevin Farley, Public Relations Officer. Lieutenant Colonel Bob Harmon, Director of Admissions. Major Christina Stark, Director of International Programs. Major Jackie Fritsch, Director of Business Services. Mrs. Norma Marion, Alumni Director Emeritus. Dr. Byron LeClaire, and Mrs. Teresa LeClaire. I'd now like to introduce Colonel Mike Leary to introduce the guest speaker.
Can I ask one person in the audience to please stand? I'd like to recognize Mr. Sellers. If you would please stand. I know some of you met her earlier down at home. This young lady is so supportive of the Academy and herself, and we ever recognize her. Not that her husband doesn't do that, but so many times he's out on the road doing the things that he does with the board and relations with the Academy. And she's here to support the school as well as take care of the children at home. And I'd just like to give her a round of applause for all of that. I had the opportunity this evening to introduce our baccalaureate speaker, and if you have had a chance to turn to next to the back page, you'll see a short bio. I'm not going to read that to you, but I'm going to tell you a story about him, and then we will let him come up and share with you. I've known him for a number of years. His wife has worked for us here at the Academy for a number of years. And earlier in the summer, I believe it was, he sent me an email. He said, Colonel Erwin, how can I help the Academy? I have a ministry shared. I teach at the public schools in Lexington. I have children and grandchildren, and my desire is to serve the Lord. We talked a little bit about it. Our lowest commandant and I talked a little bit about it. And he said, let's allow him to come over and let's
share the ministry that he does. Many of the cadets have had an opportunity to work with him. He is truly a man of God. He truly does desire to share and do those things with the youth, both here as well as with the schools here and those in the opportunity. Truly one of those people that witnesses for God, volunteers, and please let me help. We appreciate all that he does here at the Academy, and wanted to give him an opportunity to share with you this evening as he shares the message of our baccalaureate service. I'd like to introduce Mr. Scott here.
I would first like to thank Colonel Sherman for allowing me the opportunity to be a part of the campus and to my life. I have been involved in youth ministry a good number of years, and one of the perks in youth ministry is usually casual hire. This is the first time I've ever preached in this business. Tomorrow, you will graduate, some from high school, some from college. As you prepare to celebrate that achievement and move forward into the next phase of your life plan, I would like you to do something. Imagine that tonight, instead of being 2012, the year 2082, rather than your age being, say, 18, you are now 80 years old. And you're reflecting on the life you have lived. You're looking back on the ups and downs, the highs and lows, the experiences that made your life what it is. You may have retired as the president of a highly successful Fortune 500 corporation. Or you may have published a novel that has literary critics and the popular press buzzing about your creativity. Or you may have lived your life like most people do, quietly and without being fortune, but with the satisfaction that you made a difference. The leadership you exerted, the children you taught, or the love you gave your family and friends made your lives better and richer for having known you. Now flashback to 2012. Today, the world feels pretty unstable for many people. With unemployment rising, financial uncertainty, and unexpected health problems, many people are afraid and this fear can become paralyzing. These people have faced the loss of loved ones, financial woes, and problems with their health. Many go to church seeking a momentary escape from the hardship, searching for a little good news. You may ask yourself, how can we keep going when things can fall apart as we go? Hope, faith, love. Believing in God can give us hope. It's hard to feel hope when everything depends on mere mortals who can never be sure their plans will work. But when the world is in the hands of a loving Father, we can feel secure. And believing in God and meaning to the life we're living and reassurance that in the end, we're being watched over and there is a reason for us to live. It's about us living our lives in a way that we can be offerings to God. How can we become offerings to God? We can do this by hope, faith, and love. Hope is the belief that circumstances in the future will be better. Faith is a strong belief in the supernatural power that controls human destiny. Love is usually described as a strong, positive emotion of affection. God will give meaning to our lives and promise us something better in the future if we hold on to our faith and try to make the right choice. That sounds simple enough, except that we will be facing trials while we are trying to make these decisions. When we have a complete understanding of how God operates, we realize that this life is a test. It is a test of our ability to learn, to progress, and make wise choices. My faith in God tells me that I can face whatever trial or obstacle that I may face. My human tendency wants me to turn and run, to take the path of least resistance. When kids play a video game, obstacles are constantly put in the way. And the challenge of the game is to learn how to overcome them. Without those challenges, most people wouldn't bother to play the game because there would be no purpose. In this life, we also need challenges because they push us to do more than we once were and appreciate the good in each day. Whether we win or lose the game of life is up to us. And it's largely a matter of attitude and choices. When we choose to face challenges and examine these experiences for how they help us, we win because we're overcoming difficulties placed in our way and becoming more fit to live with God. Trials are going to happen as a result of our walk with God. God will allow faith to be tested and stretched. It needs to be tested so that it will endure. If your faith is never tested, how do you know it will stand in the face of adversity? You have spent many years of your life receiving an education. Hopefully the knowledge you gain will help you make wise decisions. You see, when we are faced with making a choice, it's just that. It's our choice. We choose the path to take. Good or bad, right or wrong, the choice is up to us. We will not always make the right choice. But if we are strong in our faith, God will see us through our choices. But still, we sometimes wrestle with doubts. That is simply a part of the process of growing in faith, of learning to trust God. We face the choices set before us, and once again, we choose God as the best choice. We might think that keeping the faith means to believe the right stuff and keep on believing. Faith is what unites us with God. Faith sees and savors all that God is, especially His righteousness. To have faith is to believe in something or someone, to fully trust, to be so confident that you base your actions on what you believe. To have faith is to be fully convinced of the truthfulness and reliability of that in which you believe. Faith is a spiritual substance. When you have this spiritual substance in you, it speaks to you a certain inner knowing that the things that you are hoping for is certainly expected, even before you see any material evidence that it has happened. See, faith is like having a check in your hand. All you do is go to the bank, present it, and you can confidently expect the money to appear in your account after a certain amount of time. If you throw the check away, the money will not be put in your account. God is trustworthy and always has the resources to back His promise. Don't quit when life gets tough in the next few years in college or while you're serving in the military. Don't quit. When others think you're crazy to give up the possibility of making a lot of money to become a teacher in an urban school, don't quit. When the task seems too hard and the days seem too long, don't quit. I have come to the place in my life where my faith assures me that God is with me every step of the way, reassuring me in the good times and loving me during the bad times. And we don't just walk by faith until we get the results we want. We walk by faith, period. Put your life in God's hands. Let Him guide you through your choices and keep walking by faith. What we have inside is infinitely more powerful and wonderful than we can grasp, and it's always been that way. You may not always perceive God's presence and peace with you, but it is. Even in times when circumstances are yelling at you and affecting your emotions, God's glory is right there inside of you, giving you love and joy. We have a tendency to depend on our feelings more than our faith. Faith comes before feelings and always trumps them.
Faith will produce feelings, not every time, but sometimes, and we need to endure them when they come. Being controlled by feelings is a big hindrance to true faith. We need to get to the place where God's Word is proof enough without emotional confirmation. There's a time when you can ask everyone else what to do. There's a time when it all doesn't line up and get easy. There's a time where you be a man, you be a woman, you trust God based on everything you know, and you take a step of faith with holy regard, and you don't care what other people think. There are times in our lives when the road ahead seems uncertain, when the answers we desperately seek are elusive. As long as we depend on our own understanding and reasoning, our faith will waver. In order to achieve success in anything, you must be diligent and willing to put in the effort. Success very rarely just falls into your lap. You must be willing to do whatever it is necessary to achieve it and be tenacious in your pursuit. Having said that, for many people, success may still be elusive. In those cases, there may be a missing piece in the puzzle, a missing ingredient to your success formula. In most cases, that ingredient is faith. In closing, when you're looking ahead to economic trials and other challenges of the world, keep in mind hope, faith, and love, and look for the blessings that are tucked into the trials. For God is with us in our struggles to live a fully human and holy life. For many, this human life is about chasing dreams and racing Father Time. For God, our human life is about celebrating His grace and serving others. Let's just close with a word of prayer. Father, thank you for the encouraging message about faith, hope, and love you provided for the Scott Parish. Now, as we close the Baccalaureate and move into the award ceremony, we simply pray that you would continue to bless us throughout the evening. In your Son's name, we pray.
in the program that you got those. I'm pretty sure that the words were not as a diet to make men holy, let us die to make men free. So apologize for the typo. We're going to be moving on to the award ceremony section of the night. So this is the time where we really celebrate a lot of the achievements of the cadets during the year. And I'll turn it over to Colonel Ray Control, our Director of Operations.
We have placed a short description of all the awards and the programs, so if you would like to read about it, that later. We also encourage you all to move forward if you want a photo, and if you need to do a redo, just tell us, and we'll stop and redo it. So if you feel welcome, you can let us come forward in this area here. The presentation will be on my left. And if you'll hold the applause until all awards have been given out to the recipients, we'll recognize them together. We'll call on the cadet that is coming to the stage when the word called. Spence, Blackman, Ramos, Jemai, Richardson, Colbert, Tunko, Scott. First presenter is Mrs. Norma Marion, Glenn I, Director Emeritus. The recipient of the Keith Marion Mack Award is Cadet First Sergeant Jordan Smith from Mesa, Arizona. The next presenter is Colonel Tim Casey, Dean. The recipient of the Dean Buck Award is Cadet Michael Blackman, Rockwall, Texas. The recipient of the Robert F. History Award is Cadet Michael Blackman. The recipient of the William R. Skinner Award is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel John Ringwell, Kenyan Northern Mariana Islands. Ramos, come back there. The academic department awards gold and silver medals to those who stand first and second in their sophomore and freshman classes. The recipients are for the college sophomore class, first place, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel John Ramos. Second place, Cadet Staff Sergeant Melissa Jemai, from Attleboro, Massachusetts. In the freshman class, first place, Cadet Hunter Richardson from Jefferson City, Missouri. Also tied for first place is Cadet Jordan Smith. It is our pleasure to present the fatal plaque for the second semester to Headquarters Company. Company Commander today, Captain Caitlin Colbert from Columbia, Missouri, Executive Officer at First Lieutenant Anthony Henley from Harrington, Kansas, Company First Sergeant Charles Hinkle from Charlotte, Iowa, and the Platoon Leader, Second Lieutenant Andre Scott from San Antonio, Texas. Will the following cadets please come to the stage in the order called? Rao, Shu, Whitty, Dodson, Anna, Arms, King, Mygat, and Wyman. The recipient of the Captain Larry Brown English Award is Cadet Sergeant Eli Rao from Ashley, Illinois. The recipient of the Albert Clark Math Award is Cadet Second Lieutenant Chio Shun Shu from Beijing, China. The recipient of the Del Monte Academic Improvement Award is Cadet Sergeant Joseph Whitty from Troy, Missouri. The recipient of the Grove Women's High School Chemistry Award is Cadet John Gillard, who couldn't be with us this evening. The recipients of the George Washington Carver Award are Cadet Staff Sergeant Peyton Dobson from Lawson, Missouri. And Cadet Command Sergeant Major Ethan Hanna from Bentonville, Arkansas. The recipients of the United States of America Presidential Award for Educational Excellence are Cadet Staff Sergeant Peyton Dobson and Cadet Command Sergeant Major Ethan Hanna. At this time, I would like to read to the two recipients a letter from the President of the United States. Please accept my congratulations on receiving the President's Education Award. I am pleased to join your family, friends, and teachers in recognizing this outstanding accomplishment. Education is the key to ensuring our nation's young people gain the skills and knowledge necessary to achieve their dreams and succeed in the 21st century. By claiming this honor, you have shown a commitment to working hard in the classroom and to meeting the highest academic standards. Students like you will chart the course of our country's unwritten history, and I commend you for setting a powerful example for all young Americans. I encourage you to always set your sights high, and I wish you the very best in the years ahead. Signed, Barack Obama. The recipients of the College Preparatory Studies Certificate are Cadet Staff Sergeant Peyton Johnson, and Cadet Command Sergeant Major Ethan Hanna. Cadet First Lieutenant William Connors from Orange County, California. Cadet Reese King from Manhattan Beach, California. Cadet Sergeant First Class Brian Michael, CRC, Arkansas. Cadet Second Lieutenant Matthew Wyman, Springfield, Missouri. Will the following cadets please come to the stage in the order called? Schuler, Shepard, Peterson, Smith, Hanna, Mygad, Dobson, Wyman, Yukon, Heidmeyer, Manuel, Harms, Holder, and Atchison. The Scholastic Department awards gold and silver medals to those who stand first and second in their classes in grades 9 through 11. The recipients are high school juniors, first place, Cadet Chio Shun Chu. High school sophomores, first place, Cadet Sarah Shepard from Aurora, Colorado. Second place, Cadet Jeremy Peterson from Manhattan, Iowa. Second place in freshman class, Cadet Kayla Smith from Tulsa, Oklahoma. At this time, I would like to recognize the officers of the National Honor Society. The officers of the Blue Cove Tinker Chapter of the National Honor Society are President Cadet Command Sergeant Major Ethan Hanna. Vice President Cadet Sergeant First Class Brian Michael. Secretary, Cadet Staff Sergeant Peyton Johnson. Historian, Cadet Second Lieutenant Matthew Wyman. The next presenter is First Sergeant Gary Willis of Combat. The recipient of the Special Talent and Publications Award is Cadet Staff Sergeant Amy Conan from Madison, Wisconsin. Honor Council recognition recipients are the Chairman, Cadet Major Stephen Heimeyer from Andover, Kansas. Alpha Company, Cadet First Lieutenant Earl Manuel from Sedalia, Missouri. Bravo Company, Cadet First Lieutenant Rennie Harms. Headquarters Company, Cadet Caitlin Woodward. Tango Company, Cadet First Lieutenant Sidney Atchison. 5,000 dollars. Will the following cadets please come to the stage in the order called? Uncle, DeFreitas, Anna, Manglona, Deanda, Shu, Jennings. The recipient of the Charles S. Stevenson Award is Cadet First Sergeant Charles Humphrey. The recipient of the Wyckoff Grades Improvement Award is Cadet Louis DeFreitas from Atlanta, Panama. The recipients of the Sellers Wyckoff County Guard Awards are receiving the High School Award, Command Sergeant Major Ethan M. Cadet First Sergeant Joshua Malone from Kenyon, Northern Mariana Islands. The recipient of the John Petro Honor Guard is Cadet Master Sergeant Ronnie Pianda from Chicago, Illinois. The recipient of the Lieutenant Colonel Weldon W. Perry Commandant's Award is Cadet Second Lieutenant Gio Shun Shu. The recipient of the Frank Brown Memorial Award is Cadet Second Lieutenant Mason Jennings from Pago Pago, American Samoa. The recipient of the International Cadet Award is Cadet Chio Shun Shu. Will the following cadets please come to the stage in the order called? Ryder, Ramos, Schefter, Wayner, Wright, Butler, Coleman, Otto, Relford, Scoville, Stowe, Burnett, Manglona, Baroa, Troy, Hobart, DeWall, Uncle, Lockdale, Martinez, Miller, Mygat, Peterson, Scott, and Jemai. Those cadets attaining 100% importance for the school year are on the battalion staff, Second Lieutenant Alan Greger from Richmond, Virginia. Cadet Command Sergeant Major Ethan Hanna. Cadet Lieutenant Colonel John Ramos. Cadet Captain Dean Schefter, San Diego, California. Cadet Second Lieutenant Tony Wentworth from Marshall, Missouri. Cadet Captain Jacob Wright. Choose. Cadet Second Lieutenant Gio Shevchenko. Cadet Stephen Butler. Cadet Staff Sergeant Matthew Coleman from San Pedro, Honduras. Cadet First Sergeant Daniel Waddle, Beverly, Iowa. Cadet Captain Wayne Relford from St. Joseph, Missouri. Cadet Samuel Scoble, Bentonville, Arkansas. Cadet So from Babo Babo, Arkansas. In Charlie Company, Cadet First Sergeant Joseph Mangone. Cadet Barilla, Ronnie Rwanda. Cadet Bill Sun Choi, Seoul, South Korea. Cadet First Lieutenant Nathan Copeland. Cadet Theodore Dwell. Cadet First Sergeant Charles Humphrey. Cadet Caitlin Mondell from Orangevale, California. Cadet Matthew Martinez from Waynesville, Missouri. Cadet Brandon Miller from Richmond, California. Cadet Sergeant First Class Ryan Monahan. Cadet Jeremy Peterson. Cadet Second Lieutenant Andre Scott, San Antonio, Texas. Cadet Staff Sergeant Alyssa Demai. Will the following cadets please come to the stage in the order called? Manuel, Spence, Wyman, Clark, Hindley, Maxwell, Hanna, Vandelli, Arms, Sanders, Wall, Woodward, and Sheen. It is our pleasure to present the Brown Prize for second semester Alpha Company. The company officers are Executive Officer and Acting Command, Company Commander, Cadet First Lieutenant Earl Manuel, Company First Sergeant, Cadet First Sergeant Jordan Spencer, Platoon Leader, Cadet Second Lieutenant Matthew Wyman. The next presenter is Lieutenant Colonel Tom Hughes. The recipient of the John Wall Wrestling Award is Cadet Dylan Clark from Searcy, Arkansas. The recipient of the Jeff Sherritt Memorial Award is Cadet Anthony Hindley. The recipient of the Benjamin F. Cole Award is Cadet Jordan Maxwell. The recipient of the Medford Clark Award is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Ethan Hanna. The recipients of the Bill Cook Award are all-around athlete in junior college is Cadet Anthony Hindley. All-around athlete in high school is Cadet First Lieutenant Brennan Martin. The recipient of the Bobby Price Memorial Award is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Ethan Hanna. The recipient of the Bill Becker Baseball Award is Cadet Galen Vandelli from Naval Academy. The recipient of the Willoughby Sportsmanship Award is Cadet Dylan Clark. Recipient of the Cadet Ellis Outstanding Golfer Award is Cadet Blake Sanders. The recipient of the Bolaños Soccer Award is Cadet Peter Dwell. recipient of the Outstanding College Volleyball Player is Shelby Woodward from Higginsville, Missouri. The recipient of the Ralph Conger Award is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Ethan Hanna. The recipient of the United States Army Reserve National Scholar Athlete Award is Cadet Second Lieutenant Geo Shun Chu. Will the following cadets please come to the stage in the order called? Ramos, Relford, Spence, Streetel, Wyman, Ciabato, Hanna, Rao, Uncle, Peterson, and Aller. The presenters for the military awards are Lieutenant Colonel Darren Fitzgerald, Professor of Military Science, and Major Ed Fiore, Senior Army Instructor. The George C. Marshall Award. Annually, the George C. Marshall Award Foundation presents this commendation as a testimony of superior achievement and as an encouragement for future service to the United States of America, as exemplified by the distinguished career of public service general of the Army, George Catholic Marshall, in recognition of tenure as the outstanding student in military studies and leadership. This award was previously presented to Cadet Lieutenant Colonel John Reynolds. The recipients of the Department of Army Superior Cadet Decoration are MS-4 Cadet Captain Lynn Relton, for MS-3 Cadet First Sergeant Jordan Smith, for MS-2 Cadet Sergeant First Class Dalton Street, for LAT-4 Cadet Second Lieutenant Matthew Wyman, LAT-3 Cadet Marco Ciabato, LAT-2 Cadet Command Sergeant Major Ethan Hanna, LAT-1 Cadet Sergeant Eli Rao, the next presenter is Captain Gary Law, the Bellmaster. Recipient of the Best Bantam Awards are for New Boy Cadet First Sergeant Charles Hunter. The recipient of the Most Improved Musician is Cadet Jeremy Peterson. The recipient of the Carrying Award is Cadet Staff Sergeant Ian Allen. The next presenter is Mr. Don Henry. Nelson Russell Russ Henry attended Wentworth Military Academy from 1960 to 1962 and graduated as a junior college cadet. While growing up, Russ always admired the precision and sound of the Wentworth marching band. In 1960, he entered Wentworth and participated in the band tryouts and was immediately accepted due to his musical skills. Russ served both Wentworth years as a dedicated band member and achieved 100% performance both cadet years. During his junior college career, Russ also lettered in football and was a member of the Devil Club. In his adult life, Russ always bragged about how proud he was to be a member of the Wentworth band and how that experience gave him the confidence to enter the United States Army and become a drum major in the U.S. Army ceremonial band. Russ received an honorable discharge from the Army with the rank of Sergeant First Class. Don Hamlin's family members, former band members, are proud to honor the memory of Russ by sponsoring the Russ Hamlin 2012 Band Scholarship Award. The recipients for the Russ Hamlin Band Scholarships are Cadet Staff Sergeant Ian Allen. And Cadet First Sergeant Charles Humble. The next presenter is Mrs. Norman McMurray. Will the following cadets please come to the stage in the order called? Shepherd, Rural, Howard, Ciabato, Spoon, Reynolds, Heidmeyer, Hannah, Relford, Westfall, Auburn, and Shute. The recipient of the Major Pete Marion Math Scholarship Award is Cadet Captain Dean Schefter. The next presenter is Colonel Michael Irvin. The recipient of the Brian Peck Memorial Scholarship is Cadet Sarah Shepard. The recipient of the Robert M. Martin Memorial Scholarship is Cadet Corporal Peter Rudd. The recipient of the John A. Dillingham Scholarship is Cadet Staff Sergeant Ian Allen. The recipient of the Kyle Sightseer Memorial Community Service Award is Cadet Marco Ciabato. The recipient recipient of the Colonel Welding Carey Memorial Scholarship is Cadet William Jack Spooner from Parkville, Missouri. Spence. The recipient of the First Sergeant Award is Cadet First Sergeant Gordon Spence. Ms. Willis, come forward. Commander's Flag. It is a special privilege for us to present those commanders with small tokens of our appreciation for a job well done. To command and at the same time to participate as a member of all other phases of school life is not always an easy task. It is a challenge that not all of us are capable of handling. Those young men and women are to be commended for their performance. Commend for the battalion commander, that Lieutenant Colonel John Reynolds. The presenter is Colonel Sellers. Battalion Executive Officer, Cadet Major Stephen Heitmeyer. The Command Sergeant Major. Command Sergeant Major, Cadet Command Sergeant Major Ethan Hammond. Bravo Company Cadet Captain Lynn Welker. Charlotte Company Cadet Captain Zane Westfall. Angle Company Cadet Captain Amber Alberton. The recipient of the Outstanding Company Commander Award is the Company Commander of Bravo Company, commanded by Cadet Captain Lynn Welker. Dr. and Mrs. LeClaire. The second lieutenant, April LeClaire, most improved female cadet award is being Cheetos Gun Shooting. And for college, Cadet Major Stephen Highfire. The James McBrayer Sellers Award. Wentworth loyalty only partially describes what Colonel Sellers had in mind in selecting the recipient of the James McBrayer Sellers Award. Length of service, love of Wentworth, exemplary character and service that has brought credit to his school over the years he or she has been a cadet. All these criteria are involved in the selection of the recipient. This year's recipient is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Ethan Henry. This time, I would like to recognize a couple of athletes' accomplishments that were not included in the program that we just found out about today. And when I call your name, just please rise. Cadet Caleb Finelli and Cadet Dan Davidson received all conference awards for baseball. Cadet Ethan Henry and Cadet Ben Davis were selected all-district in baseball. This concludes the 2011-12 award ceremony for our cadets. I do want to ask Major Jackie Woodland to come forward. She has a couple of employee awards to give out.
Each month, our faculty and staff nominated someone they felt was deserving of the award. To be nominated, the person must demonstrate helpfulness to others, exhibit teamwork attitude, school spirit to the board, perform tasks that benefit Wentworth and the community, provide exemplary service for the daily work, and contribute positively to staff morale. The committee was formed to go through the nominations with one member of the staff and one member of the faculty were selected each month. Thank you to the committee members, Kevin Farley, Brent Whitehall, Jennifer Noble for all of your work this year, helping me out. I really appreciate it. This year, the awards were presented to, and if you please stand whenever I call your name, Lindsay Mesner, Dan Garso, Christina Stark, Jay Robbins, Michael Ellis, Amy Hayes, Brent Whitehall, Matt Irvin, Marge Griffin, Sherry Ellison, Josh Barge, Greg Martin, Ed Fedora, and Chris Hill. Thank all of you for the contributions that you made in your school this year. Today, I'm happy to say that we have added 2 more people to that list by recognizing the Employees of the Month for May. From all of the nominations received throughout the year, an Employee of the Year feature was often selected, and I will be announcing those winners tonight as well. For the Employee of the Month for the staff, May is Chief Ed Striker. Come forward. Chief Striker was not nominated once this month, not twice, but 3 times while I was here. This is what they had to say about him. Ed Striker has made a difference for several students by value and accountability, making students realize the expectations of academic performance at WMA. He is a valuable asset to the high school and always goes the extra mile to help support and encourage others. Another co-worker of Ed stated Working directly for both the president and superintendent, she is involved in many important events and tasks and continually handles them with professionalism and confidence. Many things that happen at the senior staff level happen because of Becky's planning and execution behind the scenes. She is one of a kind and truly appreciated. Several members of the staff were asked what words come to mind when they thought of Becky. Each person said some variation of it. So many words were described Becky. How many do I get? The list was lengthy, but there was a common theme. Becky is honest, dependable, responsible, meticulous, helpful, cheerful, kind, and understanding. Currently abusive, she is a breath of fresh air. More than one person might have mentioned her unbelievable timing too. It takes a special kind of box. It takes a special kind of person to box where it sit around. She does it exactly as she does it. She is a true asset to Wentworth. Thank you. Congratulations on being nominated for the employee of the year is happening today, Mark Thurston. I'm not sure if all 17 of ours have already been said this year. She has only been on campus for 1 year, but she has her years of professionalism and love for teaching that is unmatched. Every single month, she was nominated by at least one of those years. She is recognized as being a dedicated teacher, co-worker, and a trusted friend. You will rarely see her without a smile on her face. As most of her nominations said, Mark was like Mrs. Wentworth. She gives so much and provides so little. She is a lot of supporting events even out of cafe. She stands next to her bed to provide the national honor special and she shows love and honor. For all of these reasons, please congratulate her on being nominated as Employee of the Year for the faculty.
I have one other report that I'm going to present. I meet with the bank manager and some of his staff on Thursday. And this young lady is coming on the stage and can't tell you what she has done. She's kind of like the secretary. We talked about that a while ago. It's really easy for Becky to keep track of me. It's really tough for her to keep track of herself. This young lady here has worked with us, scheduling all the things that we do all throughout the day. She usually one step ahead of me, and I kind of think for the most part, I'm kind of working on it. She's always there. She's got it done. She makes it happen. And I have a little ring story with her along with my coin in appreciation for all she's done. She has been a great assistance to us, and it's been a great opportunity to work with her. A couple of people I'd like to thank as we close out the ceremony this evening is I'd like for you all to please give her a round of applause. Colonel Trail is one of those people that his job never ends, has many hats he wears. Getting ready for this ceremony is a huge task. As you've seen this evening, the number of awards that have been presented, all the things that go into that. He does all that, puts it all together, and usually we don't have anything left on the table, which is a good thing. I certainly appreciate all the effort that one other group that Earl Sellers mentioned earlier, and I'd like for them to stand because without them, we don't have the opportunity to do what we do, and that would be the faculty and staff, and I'd like for them to give them a round of applause. One of those people I'd like to stand one more time and recognize her before she departs. Connie, would you please stand? I'm not going to make you speak. If you would please stand. Connie has taught with us for 12 years. And I think the things that I hear cadets say at her in class throughout the year is she's tough, she's tough, she's tough. But when they go on to call on school they've gone to, they've been prepared. We appreciate all that Connie does. She wants to retire, spend some time with her family and friends. I think she said she's shopping and sleep till she wants to do that. So thank you again for coming. And lastly, I'd like to thank all the family, moms and dads, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, grandma, grandma, whoever you are. We appreciate you coming and supporting the cadets, supporting the academy. It's a pleasure working with your children. It's a great opportunity to see them be successful and be ready to go on to the next phase of their lives. So we appreciate you coming this evening, setting through the ceremony. It is an opportunity for us to recognize that, as you saw before you, many of you have had the opportunity to work very proud of them. So if you would join me one more time in applause for all of those. Tomorrow morning is the day, as we often say here at Wentworth, there's 3 days left, 2 days left, and we always say 2 days in awakening, so there's just awakening left now. So tomorrow I would encourage you to come early, 8:30 or so, grab the best seats you can. It will be a Kodak moment and a great opportunity for us to recognize the graduates. We again appreciate all your support and all you do. Thank you very much for coming and have a safe third time for today. At this time, we're certainly we will take care.
Those